Welcome to this week's episode of The Breakdown. I'm Mike.
And I'm Austin. Before we start this week's show, we really want to thank everybody for listening to our videos on YouTube. We want to let everybody know that we have a new sports page on our new blog. It's called The Rift Daily. Please go check it out. We have a great article about the Pelicans on there right now, and we should have more articles coming up.
Yep, and to give you a little preview of today's show, we're going to be talking about the impact of Carson Wentz going down for the Eagles. Got to talk about the Falcons-Saints game that just happened. Aaron Rodgers is back, ladies and gentlemen. In the NBA, we're going to be talking about the OKC struggles, talking about the Lakers and LeVar Ball, and then the other two Ball brothers situation. And then baseball, we're going to be talking about the Yankees after the Stanton trade, the Marlins and their fire sale currently going on. Where does Manny Machado go when the season starts? And Braves, please make a move. So, I guess to start it off, man, we got to talk about Carson Wentz. I mean, how that is a huge impact of him going down.
Yeah, I think they're done.
Yeah.
I really don't want to say it like that, but I think the Eagles are finished. Nick Foles, I think he's a great backup quarterback, but Carson Wentz is he's MVP type season this year. He's a real deal. I think the reason why they're as good as they are is because of Carson Wentz. He has 33 touchdown passes, 7 interceptions on a year, playing great football. He might still be the MVP of the league. I just think that not having him for the playoffs is really going to be a big deal, and I don't think Nick Foles can handle what they have to do to go to the playoffs, especially with the way the NFC is shaping right now with all the good teams.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Carson Wentz was having an MVP-type season before this injury, and it really kills you because you saw the same thing last year with Derek Carr, with the Raiders, same type situation. And I like Nick Foles. I mean, you saw that year with when Michael Vick went down. He came in, 27 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. It was a great season. He's proven that he can play football, but he's not a Super Bowl quarterback. He's not a quarterback that's going to lead your team to Super Bowl. I don't even think he's a game manager worthy enough to lead them. Their defense is good. It's really good. But with Nick Foles as a quarterback, I don't think they'll be good enough to go anywhere.
And the way this team has played early in the season, you look at Carson Wentz's latest games, he makes plays that no other quarterbacks can make with his arm. You look at the game against, I think it was Seattle, whenever they had that play down their own
great
goal
drive,
line. Yeah, and he had a play where he was rolling out of the pocket and he was getting tackled and threw the ball 50 yards down the field while he was going to the ground. And that's just plays that nobody else can make. And you have 4 or 5 of those plays in a game, and you think that might not be the difference, but that's a huge deal that you might miss with Nick Foles, your quarterback. I just don't think the Eagles have enough. Their running game, they do have 2 good running backs. They're going to have to lean on that, look for them to lean on the run and try to get the play-action pass going with Nick Foles. But I just don't think they're going to have enough defensively to keep them in games. Defense is going to be on the field a lot without Carson Wentz. I just don't think the Eagles
I agree.
are going to be,
Now, going with that, the Eagles have really good defense. I'm not saying they have bad defense. I'm like you just said, they're just going to be on the field a lot with Foles as the quarterback. So it's going to make them look worse than they actually are.
And this year's NFC is wide open. You have so many great teams. You have the Saints. You have the Rams. That shootout they just had Sunday. You have so many great teams. Even the Vikings are a great defensive team. The Eagles are going to need somebody to win them games at the end of the day, and Nick Foles can't do that.
I agree. I just don't think it's enough. And like I said, I like Ajayi and Blunt, but they're not. They can't carry a team to a Super Bowl. Like they're going to make the playoffs. Obviously,
yeah.
They already clinched the division, so obviously they're going to be in the playoffs.
Right,
but. Are they going to be the 1 seed? No. I think they're...
I mean, they can still be the 1 seed, but as far as are they a Super Bowl contender, I think they're finished. They can still be the 1 seed because, you have a lot of good teams out there. But
it depends how the Vikings finish and the Saints. But because their 3 games are against the Giants, Raiders, and Dallas, which are very winnable games even with Nick Foles. They should win this week against the Giants, but the last 2 could definitely be losable games. But definitely season-changing injury for the entire NFL.
Absolutely.
Changes the entire aspect of how things are going to go. So...
Yep.
Just have to see what going forward how the Eagles respond.
I kind of feel bad, man, because I want my favorite team's the Saints. So now that he's hurt, I'm like, man, the Saints got a real shot now. I know you feel the same way about the Falcons.
Oh, I was very pleased with this past Thursday's game. I feel like a horrible
person, but
and that's another thing. I want to say this is like when your quarterback throws 3 interceptions, almost 4. You think you'd be getting blown out most games.
Look, let me explain something to you. The New Orleans Saints outplayed the Atlanta Falcons, okay? You can say whatever you want. Y'all won this and that. But y'all got to come here to the Superdome in a couple of weeks, and we're going to shut it down. New Orleans is going to get lit. We're going to pack the dome. We're going to show everybody what we're all about. This is a football city, and come 2 weeks on Sunday, y'all going to see what we're all about. No Alvin Kamara on Thursday night. Look for the Saints to get him back and run up and down the field on y'all. I'm telling you.
We'll see. I personally think it's going to be a really close game, but I see y'all getting revenge. I just think most years are split years, which is, goes we win at home, y'all win at home. That's just how mostly it is. Of course, you have those years where one of us will sweep the other. But, I thought it was a great game. Like, both defenses played very well. Both defenses very well. Just offensively, like especially for the Saints when Camaro came out, you could just kind of see that they were really missing him out the backfield.
Look, man, the referees too. I think it was 13 or so penalties on the
They
Saints.
were horrible.
They
The
were
refs were
awful,
horrible.
awful. I don't want to get fined by the NFL, so I don't want to say too much about it because I know you like fining people. But let me tell you that referee game was awful. Awful.
They were
atrocious.
terrible overall, like both sides. Obviously, mostly for the Saints because you led the game and the Saints led the game in penalties. But there was calls that we were both watching the game. There were some calls.
Yeah.
It was like, what are y'all looking at? Am I like seeing the right thing?
I mean, another thing too. I think that we outplayed Atlanta, outplayed y'all. But I think here's the thing: the New Orleans Saints. They've been running the football all season. Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara gets hurt early in the game. They don't have another backup behind Mark Ingram other than Daniel Lasco, but he plays mostly special teams, and I don't think he was active for that game. So Mark Ingram being the only back in the backfield, you look at their stats. Drew Brees threw the ball 35 times. At this stage in his career, the way we've been winning all season has been a winning formula: running the football, pounding the football. Mark Ingram only had 12 carries, so you look for that as a big factor in the game. I think the next game, in 2 weeks on Sunday, Alvin Kamara's gonna be back. Look for the Saints to be more balanced on offense and show up better.
Yeah, you know what I was very pleased with to see, honestly, was Devontae Freeman getting over 20 carries.
Yeah, that's
I know
huge
me
for
and you
y'all.
have been talking about it all year about how I felt Freeman and Coleman both were not getting enough touches. And, I mean, he had 24 carries, 91 yards, 1 touch. Obviously, those are not flashy stats, but when he's a running back, those are hard, good numbers, especially with the touchdown. I was very pleased to see him in the hand of the rock.
I mean, if you look at the stats, you got Devontae Freeman, 24 carries. You got Matt Ryan, 27 attempts. So, that's only 3 attempts. And you look at Coleman, he probably got some carries too. So, the Falcons are a very balanced attack. When they are balanced on offense, they're very dangerous. That's
Yeah.
why they went to the Super Bowl last year.
What killed them this past game, honestly, was the turnovers.
Yeah.
I feel the Falcons would have looked, offense would have been a lot better. But
What
just
was Matt Ryan doing? Two of
Two
those
of the
were
throws,
thrown right to the defender.
Two of the throws were just terrible. I'm like, Matt, what are you looking at? Please tell me. I want to know because I was confused watching you throw those balls. The only one that was not his fault was the one that bounced off Austin Moore's hand, and Banjo was just like, oh my God, thank you for this gift.
Yeah,
that was the
exactly.
only one.
Got an early Christmas gift on that
Early
one.
Christmas gift. But the dude, one guy I am very happy with, and I know you like him, but I know you hate that he plays for us, is Deion Jones.
Traitor. Deion Jones a traitor. LSU guy. I know, man. I'm just
he was
joking.
drafted by. What do you?
I'm joking, man. Look, LSU guy. I love Deion Jones. Just happens to play for my enemy team. But look, I'm not gonna be biased on this show. Give it to the Falcons. They played a great game. I think they're gonna be in the playoffs this year. So. Just ready for the competition next Sunday.
Yep, I'm ready. Gotta love football, and hopefully the next one can be just as fun watching.
Hopefully it'll be just as
hopefully a
entertaining.
little bit less penalties,
less
but
injuries too. I think
less
they need to get
injuries
rid of,
and penalties.
On a side note, I think they need to get rid of Thursday Night Football.
Yeah,
good for the fans, bad for players.
That's for another episode.
But I just wanted to get it out there.
Get that out there that we're both in agreement that Thursday
Yeah.
night should probably be done away with.
Absolutely.
Maybe even like Friday.
I don't know. I just think that the games during the week are just no good.
Yeah, so we'll get back to that. That'll be on another episode that we'll talk about. But
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But dude, we gotta talk about it. Aaron Rodgers, he's back, baby.
Man.
The cheesehead is back.
We lose Carson Wentz, we get back Aaron Rodgers, man. I'm kind of sad about that. Let me tell you, Packers are pretty much out of it. They have to pretty much, to me, they have to win out.
And they also need help.
But getting Aaron Rodgers back, if they make the playoffs, they're a dangerous football team. Because
Absolutely.
I thought early in the season they would have been a contender in the NFC, and so I just think they're going to be a contender if they get into the playoffs.
they're going to play instant contenders.
Nobody wants to play them, neither.
Who wants to play Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs? Nobody.
No,
Not
he's
a
clutch.
single person. And I'm going to give Brett Hundley some props here.
Yeah,
Obviously,
absolutely.
they went 3-4, but he kept them in the hunt.
He did.
Because now you're in a situation where you have your star quarterback back, and you're in the playoff race. So I'm very props to him. I know it didn't look pretty a lot of times, but he kept him in there.
And he kept him hanging around. I think they went 3-4 with him as quarterback.
They did.
He had eight touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Not flashy stats, but his first season. So I think get him a couple years under his belt, and Aaron Rodgers.
It was great. It was good for experience for him to get that experience
absolutely.
under his belt. So, but yeah, they got 3 tough games coming. They're at Carolina this week. Then they have the Vikings at home, and then at Lions to finish the year. I mean, we'll see.
It's tough for them to win out, but I would not be surprised if Aaron Rodgers does it.
I wouldn't be
Aaron
surprised.
Rodgers.
It's Aaron Rodgers. I would not be surprised. And he has all of his offensive weapons healthy.
absolutely.
I would not be surprised if they.
And this is
if they
fitting
made
for
it.
Green Bay, right? Get the guy back at the end of the season to make a run late in the season to go into playoffs. Fitting Green Bay Packers drama type
Yep.
season, So
we'll just wait and see. I'm glad to hear he's back. Football's better when Aaron Rodgers is healthy.
I'm kind of glad and I'm kind of not glad because it makes like everything more,
You lose once, you're like, oh man, now if we play the Eagles, I'm not worried. But now it's like
Green Bay plays and you're like, damn, we got to play Green Bay.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to look forward to see how that turns out. And I'm sure we'll definitely be, depending on how circumstances play, we'll definitely might be talking about that on future episodes.
Absolutely.
But kind of switching gears here to the NBA, a team I really want to talk about, and honestly, I'm surprised of the struggles they've had, is OKC. I'm kind of confused on the struggles. I really thought they were going to be a better team this year.
Yeah, me too. You had the big three, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony teaming up this year. And you have Steven Adams, who to me is one of the most underrated centers in the league.
He's having a great season for them. I've been very pleased. When games that I've seen, he's been very solid, averaging 14 points a game, 8 rebounds, very good season.
I think he's field goal percentage is right there, so he's getting all those looks inside the the paint.
He has like a 65% field goal percentage.
Exactly,
so he's having a really good season. But I mean, you got to ask the question: is it just are the big three? Are they just not meshing
I'm gonna tell you
together?
what's wrong with this team. They're ranked 25th in assists. That's a problem. You have 3 guys that are isolation players. Can't have that. As a coach, you have to make sure that they're moving the basketball. I know they want to play isolation, but you can't lean on isolation basketball. And I think when you have 3 great players like they do, coaches and teams tend to lean on their one-on-one skills. And as a team, you have to be able to pass the ball. 25th in assists, that's unacceptable. They're 108 points a game, 24th in that department. And I also think a big part of this, they expected Carmelo Anthony to have like a vintage Carmelo Anthony Denver Nuggets type season. Right now, he's shooting 40% from the field on field goals, and he's somewhere around 30% on mid-range. That's the worst of his career. I know he's averaging 18 points a game, but this is not the Carmelo Anthony they want. And Paul George is also not playing that great field goal percentage.
You know, another thing, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Another guy they were probably expecting bigger things from. Not a huge things, because who he is. Patrick Patterson. Where you at, bro? You're averaging 3 points a game.
And, their bench, that's what another thing, too. Their bench is not good enough. And I thought that was going to be a problem at the beginning of the season, but I thought he had enough talent with the big 3 to carry that over. And their bench has really shown that they just can't.
Their leading scorer off the bench is averaging 6 points.
That's terrible. And, like I said, you have the big 3. I think that's more of the reason why they're struggling, not their bench. But as far as being a contender, their bench needs to step up. But you look at it, I think, I'm going to make a bold statement. I think they blow it up before the trade deadline. I think they get rid of Paul George, trade him out. With them playing like this.
Just to get something.
Yeah, with them playing like this, you don't know if he's going to resign, if he's going to want to resign because it's not successful.
If they don't make the playoffs, I don't think he stays. Why would he stay?
So why would you take the risk of,
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
And then Carmelo, I mean,
he's gonna be a free agent after next year as a player option this season. I think he's gonna pick that up. The money's too big.
The money's too.
Money's too big for him to pass up because he won't get that money anywhere else.
Looking at him and just kind of seeing how he's been, I feel he's more of a money guy than a.
I mean, anybody is. Even if you want to win, I mean, you $26 million. I think he'll be getting next year. You can't turn that down. He's gonna.
Yeah, it'd be hard to turn it down. You're in a good, solid situation, but. Oh man, we'll just see. I mean, there's a lot of basketball left this season. They could easily turn. Their defense is great.
Oh, they're elite defensively.
But
they're great.
You got to get that. You can't be with these many weapons. You can't be 24th in the league in scoring. You got to be higher than that.
And that's the assist problem. You got to move the basketball. Russell Westbrook's averaging 10 assists a game actually, so that's half of their assists right there, just in one player. So you got to be able to move the basketball. They have to have a better system. Maybe it's Billy Donovan's fault. I don't know. Have a better system to get these guys more involved, more ball movement, and I think they'll be fine.
Oh, I think if they don't make the playoffs, Billy Donovan gets fired.
He might get fired.
You bring that up. I think so.
But this team, there's
no
expectations
excuse.
Are too high.
Yeah, expectations are too high with this team. You got to have a better season than this. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes the rest of the way. Like I said, still plenty of basketball left. I'm sure we'll be on this conversation in very distant future episode, depending on how it is. But kind of switching up here, another team in the West that kind of want to talk about, just because of a certain person always being in the news, is the Lakers and LeVar Ball.
I feel like the only reason why we're talking about the Lakers is because of LeVar Ball.
Yeah, because they're 10-16. They're not having a good season. So the Lakers themselves are not worthy of being talked about.
No.
But I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah, I want to talk to the viewers that maybe don't know the situation. LeVar Ball, he's the father of Lonzo Ball, who plays for the Lakers.
Been really criticizing Luke Walton, the head coach. Harshly, repeatedly too. It's like almost
every
every
young
other
basketball team. They're fine. He needs to just stay in his lane, let the coaches do the job. He has 2 other sons, 2 younger sons. One's in high school, one's in college. You may have heard of the middle son. He got arrested for shoplifting in China. And I heard, recently in the news lately, it's been talked about and it's been out there that the 2 younger sons are going to be playing overseas instead of college basketball.
Yeah, we're playing Lithuania.
Yeah, how do you feel? How you feel about that?
I think it's bad, honestly, for both of them, to be honest, because I feel LeAngelo should have stayed in college. And not only do I think he should have stayed in college, I think he should have been a 4-year player in college.
Yeah.
Because he's a solid shooter, but other than that, he really can't do much. I just felt like college was perfect for him to develop his game, and I felt that would have been the best situation to get him to the NBA. I'm not saying he ever would have made it to the NBA. I just feel college coaches in that situation would have got him better. Now, LiAngelo, I mean, I think he should have just stayed in high school, to be honest, and then gone to the top school.
Look,
but at least he's doing this at a... I think he's more skilled. LaMelo is more skilled than LiAngelo. So LaMelo could definitely... If who I pick has a better chance to go to the NBA, as right now, I would probably say LaMelo.
Here's the thing with this situation. This guy, I feel bad for his sons because they really don't know any better. They're trying to listen to their dad. I think their dad is leading him in the wrong direction, though. Look at LiAngelo Ball, the middle brother. He was at UCLA. He was a 3-star prospect coming out of high school. So based on the rankings, he's not ready to play in the NBA right now. He's a solid shooter. He makes a mistake in China. That's fine. UCLA suspends him, obviously, for what he did. Good punishment. I thought it was indefinite suspension until everything was figured out. And LeVar Ball just said he thought his suspension was bogus. But, this guy, he's ruined, like LiAngelo, he's not ready to play in the NBA right now. So for him to go overseas and play pro ball, I don't think is really going to be good for his
I don't think
his
he was ready to play pro ball anywhere. I don't think he was ready.
And if you in a situation like this, you're dealing with young kids, especially LaMelo being 17 years old. He should have finished high school, but instead they're trying to go after the money and trying to be too big, too fast. LaMelo doesn't have the body right now to play pro basketball.
No, you look at him,
very
he's
skinny
really
kid.
Small kid. He's gonna get bullied hard.
He's
over
gonna get
there.
very. And Lithuania, they're known for all their big men. You look at Jonas
I was
Valanciunas
just about
coming
to
out.
say it.
They have big guys over there, and they're gonna bully these two young kids. And I just don't think it's the right situation for them.
No.
LeVar Ball is ruining his kids' lives, and I think in 5 to 10 years, his kids are gonna really start to resent what their father did.
Yeah, and
Lonzo not so much because Lonzo's already there.
That's why I say when it comes to Lonzo, I'm very glad that he seems very humble. You don't really hear him say anything. He never says anything. He just plays
love
ball.
Lonzo Ball. I love him.
I just don't like his dad.
I love Lonzo Ball's game too. He's a very good passer. I think his scoring is going to come along as he gets better in the NBA. He doesn't have an NBA body right now. But there's so many expectations on him, and that's why he's a failure. But Lonzo Ball, he puts his head down, he goes to work, he plays. But I think right now with the way he's playing, I watched some Lakers games. I just don't think that he wants to be in Los Angeles and be in that spotlight. They wanted that to be the big deal when he came out of UCLA. They wanted to play for the Lakers. His dad kept saying that. But I just don't think right now Lonzo is feeling happy in his situation. He doesn't look like he's happy. He's not really showing a lot of energy on the floor.
No, yeah, I agree. And I'm very happy with the executive of the Lakers calling in LeVar, telling him, like, look, you got to calm it down. And also coming out with the rule, I think it was last week, with the media not being able to interview family members of players. Very proud of the Lakers organization. Like there shouldn't be any distractions to the basketball team. This is supposed to be about basketball, not about a player's dad.
And they're a young team too. You have a lot of young guys on that team.
You don't need this distraction.
Exactly. You want them to go in the practice facility early in the morning, go to work, and focus on getting better each and every day. This is not a team that's a contender right now that they can afford any type of distractions. These guys need to focus on basketball, and that's what the Lakers are trying to do. They have Magic Johnson, Luke Walton, a great staff. Luke Walton's one of the brightest young coaches in this league. I just think that they need to focus on what they're doing right now and trust the process, kind of like the Philadelphia 76ers did, and just they're gonna be fine. But all this outside talk about them, winning 50 games right now, it's not happening. So go to work, get better each day, and don't worry about the outside noise.
I agree. I 100% agree. And we pretty much covered it there with that. We both got out what was on our chest. So moving on, last week was the first time we talked about baseball. And I feel there's a lot to talk about in baseball.
Big week for baseball.
Big week, and I feel like the first thing we got to talk about is Giancarlo Stanton is a New York Yankee. The two top guys in baseball and home runs last year are now on the same freaking team. Dude, they're going to be a pitcher's nightmare going on to next year.
Boy, were we wrong. We predicted last week.
Both of us said Dodgers.
And the Yankees come out of nowhere, snagged him. Man, do I dare say it? Could this be, not saying it is, but on paper, with all the prospects they have, could this be the best Yankees team in MLB history?
Not this year.
You don't
Future.
think? On paper, though. Not saying on the field.
I mean, if all of these guys live up to their potential, like if Greg Bird becomes the Greg Bird
let's go down some of their top prospects.
If Greg Bird at first base can stay healthy this year and become what he's supposed to, that's a very powerful and good, solid first baseman.
Yep.
Second base, you'll have
Gleyber
Torres, their top prospect, and the number 2 prospect in all of baseball. So obviously, he'll be the number 2. If he becomes what he is, he's projected to be an all-star.
Exactly.
You have Didi at short, who's coming off his best year of his career last year.
He's still kind of young too. Got
third base is kind of the only question mark. We don't really know who's going to be the third baseman this year because with Todd Frazier was there last year.
And I feel like we're going to talk about third base in a little bit.
We're going to cover that here. We're going to cover that here in a
little bit. Stay tuned for about 10 minutes.
In left field, you're going to have Clint Frazier probably. Center, you could have either Ellsbury, Hicks, Gardner. It's going to be kind of maybe a rotation.
You still got Stanton and Judge back there too.
I was going to say, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
You have Judge.
I'm getting anxious, man, about the Yankees team.
Right, and then DH, you got Stanton, and Gary Sanchez catcher, dude, they could lead the league in home runs as a team.
Oh, they're definitely going to lead the league in home runs. You got Gary Sanchez. They're probably going to bat Stanton, Judge, Sanchez back to back to back. So that's three guys right there that are.
They're going to have a game where they go back to back.
Oh yeah, they're going to have many games where they go back to back to back.
It's going to happen.
The Yankees are going to be a very good team,
and they have a very solid pitching staff.
Oh yeah, you got Tanaka, Cervino,
Sonny Gray,
Chance
Green is going to be coming up.
Yep,
maybe
another prospect.
So they have
pitching is fine.
And their bullpen, they still have Chapman and Betances. So and other guys, they'll be very dangerous.
Question for you. I know the Astros just won the World Series and they have all their team coming back. Great team with Carlos Correa and Springer and Tuve and Bregman. But do you think this Yankees team is the team to beat right now in the AL?
On paper, yes, it looks great, but the Astros are the World Series champs. And they're a young team. I still think the Astros are the team to beat. No questions. But can this Yankees team do it? Absolutely.
Astros are the team to beat, but the front runner to win the AL will be the Yankees.
I'm going to say the Astros still.
You think they're going to win the AL, the Astros?
It's going to be close. It's going to be a really close one, too. Yankees going to be close.
It's World Series a bust for the Yankees, obviously.
With this team against Stan. But this is a young team, though. So really, this year is not they still have next year, the year after.
Yeah, but every year from now on, as long as they have Stanton and Judge.
As long as Stanton, every year is going to be like, oh, man, we got to do it this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but Yankees, great trade for that franchise.
Absolutely.
Great. So I am very looking forward to seeing that first game.
Me
just
too,
to see see how many home runs they hit.
They're going to be exciting baseball now in New York. More, publicity and a lot of excitement.
Oh, if I was a Yankees fan, I would be thrilled. I would be so thrilled after that trade.
Yep.
I would be losing my mind still.
So speaking of Stanton, came from the Marlins. How do you feel about their fire sale? I know they just traded Marcell Ozuna to the Cardinals. They got Christian Yelich on the trade block. They traded D. Gordon to the Mariners. So
they needed to have this. I feel that they weren't getting any better, it seemed like. And honestly, R.I.P. Jose Fernandez, I feel like he was the big reason why they didn't get where they needed to get. Because I feel like with their offense last year, if they would have just had pitching, I feel like they might have been a wild card team, but they just didn't have the pitching to really.
I mean, you look at their roster, man. You got Marcell Ozuna last year. He had 37 home runs, 124 RBIs.
You had Stanton, who led the league.
312. Yeah, you got Stanton. You look at Christian Yelich, another guy that got traded.
Yelich didn't get traded yet.
I'm sorry, he's going to get traded though. He's on the block. But you look at his stats too: 18 home runs, 81 RBIs. His batting average is not really there, but he's one of the best defensive players in all of baseball.
Oh, with his speed, he can get almost anything. And the average ain't bad. He's batting 282. It's very respectable.
Very respectable.
So, but yeah, I agree with the fire sale. They needed to load up on prospects. Just get, develop them, get better. That way they can have a great team going forward. And, a new ownership. Of course they're trying to cut salary. So they...
I got to say it, man. How about Derek Jeter, one of the best Yankees of all time? Not only does he retire as the captain, 20-plus seasons in New York, but then he goes to the Marlins and trades the best player in all of baseball to the Yankees. Talk about the greatest Yankee of all time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, that's great, dude.
You guys want my best player
Exactly.
Now? True Yankee all the way.
Once a Yankee, always a Yankee, huh?
Right. Oh, man.
That's great.
But, no, going back to that, I definitely agree with their fire. So, cut salary, just load up on prospects and get better for the future.
Yeah, that's a good direction they need to go in.
Yeah, but another big name that's been put on the trading block that I feel like we really need to talk about, maybe give a prediction. Manny Machado from Baltimore. Not only is he on the trading block, I heard he also doesn't want to play third anymore. He wants to be a shortstop.
Look, man, I think Manny Machado is one of the best players in baseball. To me, he's absolutely top 10, maybe even top 5 all-around players in all of baseball. Definitely the best defensive third baseman. He's got a rifle on that right arm. But look at his stats, 33 home runs, 95 RBIs. Batting average did take a dip last year. But you look at him, he's only 25 years old. I think he's going to do great things wherever he goes. I think Baltimore is kind of concerned that he's not going to re-sign when he becomes a free agent.
I think that's why he's on the trade block.
So I think that's why they're going to trade him. Dare I say, third baseman for the New York Yankees.
Oh,
I mean, they just got him. just got Giancarlo Stanton. Maybe
And
they
now,
go after
okay,
Manny.
going back, if the Yankees were to get Manny Machado, then I would say they're
They're the best team in baseball.
Yes, but
Yeah.
as of right now, I still say, but if he went there, oh my goodness.
So
Honestly, with him, I honestly don't know where the dude's gonna go. We haven't really heard any real strong rumors. I mean,
I
yeah,
think
of course,
every team is basically interested.
every team is gonna try and make a run, and as a Braves fan, you gotta hope.
Oh,
like,
I'm hoping.
please go get
praying.
him.
I'm not
please.
holding my breath, but just any glimpse of hope, man. Just any glimpse of hope.
Yeah, so he's a great player. He's definitely one of the top third basemen defensively, but I think Nolan Arenado is the best third baseman.
It could be argued either
It
way.
could be argued. That's just my opinion. But Manny Machado is definitely a great player, and wherever he goes to, he's going to make them a very competitive ball
Absolutely.
club. So I'm very interested to see in the next few days, like what happens.
Prediction?
Prediction. I'm going to go. Oh man, to be honest with you, I really don't have one.
You don't have a prediction. Come on, man. You gotta have some type of prediction. Just say the Braves. Even if it don't come true, it'll still be fun to talk about.
I would love to see him as a Brave, but I feel like the Braves have plenty of prospects to give up for him too. And you move Dansby to third, it'd be perfect. You'd have Freddie, Ozzie, Manny, Dansby.
I'm excited just thinking about it.
Give me the ring.
For those of you that don't know, me and Michael are Braves fans, so we're hoping for every little bit to help our club out this year. We've been in kind of rebuild mode, but I'm gonna go for this prediction on Manny Machado. I think he's going to the Boston Red Sox. I think the Boston Red Sox need to make a big time move and to match the Yankees. I think they're going to try to go after. Well, they're not trying to. They are going after JD Martinez, which would be a big signing for them to get a power hitter. But I think Manny Machado gives them the splash, like, hey, we're still here. Great rivalry. Giancarlo to the Yankees. Manny Machado to the Boston Red Sox. Let's go in the spring.
All right, we're gonna wait and see, man. These next few days will be very interesting to see what happens.
I'm excited though, man. I'm excited. Baseball is coming.
Baseball is coming. I haven't been so excited.
I feel like
about
it's
it,
just
Steve.
ended too, man. We're
I
already
know.
talking about it.
I feel like it's right around the corner. It's
Yeah,
really not. We
it's
still got a
not,
few
yep.
months. But as you just said, with us both being Braves fans, I have a message to any of those Braves executives that happen to be listening. Please make a move in these next few days for some kind of star.
Out there in Braves country, if you're listening, we've been waiting. We're waiting patiently, but all these other teams are making moves. We're just, hey guys, anytime now.
We have the prospects. We have plenty of them to give up
Yep.
for a stud.
Definitely one of the top farm systems in all of baseball. Let's go get a guy. Let's go
Yelich.
go get him.
Machado.
Go get him.
I think personally Yelich might be more realistic. If they include Kemp or Markakis and that type of deal, and then get Yelich, and of course I would say maybe Sean Newcomb is a prospect we give up, and then Tuki Toussaint might be a guy they throw in, Matt Whistler. Just oh my gosh, please make a move.
I'm ready, dude.
I'm ready.
Just do something, man. Give me a infield. Just give me a utility player.
Get me excited.
Give me somebody. I'm ready for free agency season to start.
Oh man, I'm ready. I'm really hoping our new Braves GM makes a splash coming up. So
Can't believe this, man. 8:30 at night, talking about baseball. I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
right. So we'll just wait and see what happens. But Braves country is anxiously waiting to see what our new GM does. But I guess, to close out the show, as always, start of the week. Who you got?
I'm going to go with a little local guy down here in New Orleans. I'm going to go Drew Holiday, my man. Last week and a half, averaging 28 points a game, 5 assists per game. I know the Pelicans' record, I think they've been kind of around 500 during that span. But look, man, early in the year, I was very critical about Drew Holiday. I thought he wasn't playing very well, earning that contract. But lately, he's been a man on a mission. Give me Drew Holiday for my stud of the week and keep it up, young
I
fella.
like it, man. He's been playing great ball.
Great
I hope
ball.
he keeps it up.
Me too.
The Pelicans are a better team when he balls.
Absolutely.
So
Who's your stud of the week?
My stud of the week, same sport. Man, Victor Oladipo.
I love it, man. Victor Oladipo.
Dude, my man has been a stud this week, averaging 36 points a game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, has the Pacers in 5th place in the East. Dude, my dude Victor's been balling recently.
I love it, man. He's averaging a good amount this season. I think he's like top 10 in scoring. And top
He
15.
is. He's 10th in
Yeah.
scoring. He's having a great season, man. It's good to see him kind of, new home, new face. If you're a Pacers, be honest with me. As a Pacers fan, going to this year, were you thinking, all right, we're going for the pick?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely
Who
yes.
would've
I would have
thought-
never thought about this at all.
No.
Victor Oladipo has been playing great. Last year, he was a disappointment at OKC. That's why they went and got Paul George. But Victor Oladipo has been, if not the same, if not better than Paul George last year.
I remember the trade happened, and we both agreed. We're like, what are they doing? Dude, Victor Oladipo's been great, and you're like, man, they got a star.
That's why.
And Sabonis has been solid.
That's why the Pacers have a good GM. We're sitting here talking about them having a good GM.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's a GM, and we are fans criticizing you.
Exactly.
And now we're sorry.
praising you.
You are great. Good job. Very great decision to make that trade. But Victor Oladipo, keep balling, man. You've been playing great. But to close it out, man, would anything you'd like to say?
I just want to thank everybody for watching. Like we did at the beginning of the show, we're doing great right now. We're trying to back up our great shows every week, and just keep looking at our YouTube page, and don't forget to go check out the new blog. Our sports page is called the Rift Daily .weebly.com. Have great stuff on politics, technology, music. You won't be disappointed. I have a great article about the Pelicans up right now. Please go check it out and tell us what you think.
And stay tuned for more articles. There will be more coming. And who's your shout out of the week?
Just want to shout out my cousin over there in Atlanta, Georgia. I just want to say shout out JoJo Timothy and the rest of the Bristol squad.
I like it, man. And as always, good night, America.